Hello, everybody. Chuck Ramsey, the Lawdog, here with you for Western Oklahoma Sports Night. And we are doing our high school football previews as we chug along to the start of the season, just a little bit over a week away from the week zero games on August 30th. And that weekend will start off the season for a lot of teams. And actually, from what I'm looking at the schedule, Coach Zach House of the Corn Bible Academy Crusaders joining us today. Coach, are you starting your season a little bit earlier than most?
Well, actually, the team that we had Deer Creek Lamont scheduled for week zero, and they called last week and didn't have enough to make a team. So we've actually got week zero as our bye week on the year, and we don't start until the 6th now. And we picked
Okay.
up Wewoka, not Wewoka. Who did we pick up? Wacomas. Sorry about that. Wacomas
Yeah.
for week two. There's too many W names out
Boy,
there.
there's a lot of
Woka,
W's in
Wacomas,
there.
Walita. So I knew that didn't sound quite right, but we picked up Wacomas for our bye week now. So we actually get to hit the ground running on the 6th, and we don't slow down. We don't stop. We'll go out the rest of the year.
Okay, I was just looking at a schedule from a publication and looked like they had you guys. And are you scrimmaging Burns Flat Deal City this weekend?
Yes, sir. We got
Okay.
Burns Flat on Friday. Just good little scrimmage against them over at their place. So nice little practice for us.
Yeah, that'll be interesting, being that they just dropped from 11 man and just started 8 man. So in my own mind, and we won't dwell too much on Burns Flat Deal City, but I wonder what the transition will be like to go from so many kids that played 11 man down to 8 man.
Right, right. And again, they're going to have big numbers too, being
Yeah.
up in B like that. And we're Class C and just barely dropping down. So they're going to have big numbers on us. But that's one thing we talked about when we were at clinic together was, last year I started out the season with 9 kids. And by the end of the season, we had 14. We had kids just want to come out week after week. And this year we got 18 coming out, starting
Nice.
out the year. And we're bringing back a junior high team. We didn't have the numbers for junior high, but now we've got 18 on our junior high team too. So
Good deal.
we've got the numbers to play a bigger school for a scrimmage. So,
Well, Coach Zach House of the Corn Bible Academy Crusaders. And, Coach, you started your tenure with the Crusaders last season, and you had kind of told me the story previously, and we had interviewed back, I think, not long after you took the job. But you didn't come to Corn Bible intending to coach football, but it kind of fell in your lap, and you've taken and ran with it.
right, that's right. It's been one of the biggest blessings of my life throughout coaching. When you get a group of kids, so they were going to cut the program, first of all. They didn't have many kids, and then we didn't have a hired football coach. So I volunteered to step in, and I grew up at Lokiba Sickles, so I was a baseball, basketball guy my whole life.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I thought about just going through and just saying, I'll do this for a year to fill in. We'll find somebody. But they asked me to do it again. So I guess it went well last year. And, we were 4-6 and had a good season. And we're returning 6 starters this coming year. So, but when you have a group of kids that realize they're this close to being on the verge of not having a season, they're a lot more thankful, grateful, different kind of attitude sometimes. I get to do this now, not I have
Yeah.
to do this anymore. So,
Well, and
definitely their
kids,
heart was there.
if you can find kids that develop any sort of sense of urgency or purpose, man,
Yeah.
they have so much energy already, and then when when they do set their mind to something, they can accomplish a lot, can't they?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, we had a great season. We were actually tied with state runner-ups at halftime last year, and but again, you can just see this desire in them to be better every day. And again, that group just had this attitude of, I get to do this. This could go away with when you start out with 9 and one kid gets ineligible, it puts you in a bind, or if a kid got injured or sick or all those things. So they definitely have that want to all the time to be great. So.
Well, and Corn Bible Academy is one of the few, if maybe the only, private schools in Western Oklahoma. Has the legislation that allowed parents to use the vouchers or the tax money? How, I'm not a politics follower, but has that helped Corn Bible in some fashion, or has it not had an effect?
I think it's had an effect. I think just a little bit of culture change when it comes to some things. But the biggest thing for us, I'll say, is just the relocation. Our building's now in Clinton.
Yeah.
When we were actually in Corn, that was a long drive. We had families driving from Merritt, from
Oh
we had
wow.
one family almost at Sayre that was driving all the way to Corn, an hour and 10, 15 minutes a day.
Yeah.
So I think being in Clinton now, a 25-minute drive from Elk City was not hard. And, we partner with WOCS.
Yes.
And there's one in Weatherford, Clinton, and Elk City. But now that we're centrally located, I think we got a lot more Elk City kids and a lot more Clinton kids that would normally go to a different school was
Outstanding.
our biggest piece of that. So
Well,
the
and
vouchers
that's
are great and helpful, but I don't think that's the key to it.
sure. Well, and I think you guys are doing some great things there. And like I said, last season, it was, I mean, you're coming from a district that has the what, two-time state champion, go looking for a three-peat if possible, in the Tipton Tigers, but you guys really competed all season long, and I don't know that that was the case in previous seasons.
Well, I appreciate that. I think we did too. We competed really hard. And again, we have a lot of very athletic kids coming through right now. We have some kids that are just, I have two seniors, 6'2", 6'3". I've got a senior lineman who has been he's 5'11", but very good stature and size and strength. And then, we got a couple of kids that are 6'4", and and they all have good hands. And that makes a big difference. They know their roles, they know their jobs. And I jumped into a great situation with very athletic kids, and I'll say that. So they're there and doing their thing. But even this year, we have 4 top 10 teams in our district, according to
Yeah.
Vibe magazine.
Yeah.
So and that was similar to last year too. We had 3 in our district. So we're calling our season the Taking Down the Giants tour.
That's right.
Because and we spent the whole summer talking about the life of David and the leadership of him before he was king, and we're going to just carry that throughout the season. We wanted to take down the Giants as we go along, so we're excited about it. Kids are excited. We're looking to see what we can do.
So, Coach, it's been a tough season at times for Corn Bible. There has been an upswing. You've had talent come through. You've got a quarterback this season that I think is being looked at as one of the better players in Class C, Zach Zyback. Talk about his impact on your offense and defense this season.
Like I say, I'm very blessed to have brothers, Luke and Zach Zebach, and they one's a junior, one's a senior. And Zach at quarterback, he's got a great arm. He has great accuracy. 8-man football, it's a lot of running. It's the run game, about 82% of the time. We kind of throw about that percentage. We throw it about 80% of the time. Again, we have very tall receivers that are bigger than other guys with great hands, and we just throw it up high. He actually averaged over 1,000 yards last year in the air.
Wow.
As a sophomore, and and again in Class C football, you don't see that too often. But he reads well. He knows who our better receivers are. We watch film together and look at mismatches from the week with the team we're about to play. And I'll just say this: he's extremely smart. He's not just a really good quarterback and great leader for our team. He was also an academic state champ for the academic team. So it's great having smart kids that listen well and good leaders. And again, but his accuracy is just about impeccable. So.
Yeah, and I tell you, obviously, Corn Bible, those kids get a good education because I remember I was covering a deal at SWASU for Right Media, and they were they basically had a 3D image of the human anatomy, and kids had to quiz to name and man, I think Corn Bible Academy might have rolled out there with a championship. But talk about you got a quarterback that can get you down the field. Talk about your defense and what you guys are able to do and look to do.
I'll tell you, defense last year is where we really struggled. I mean, we had some games we put up 40. My view is if you get up to 30, 35, 36 points a game, you should win those games. And we put up 42 against Canton, lost 42-50. We lost, I think it was 36 to 60 against Gary. So defensively, we've got our whole defense coming back except for one guy. We got a couple of kids. I've got a boy that's a foreign exchange student that just came in. Never played football a day in his life, but he's strong, he's thick, he knows how to be aggressive, and he's going to help us, on the line a lot. But we just have different sets now. We're going to mix it up. I've kind of taken over the defense this year too. I had an assistant doing that last year, and we're going to And he did a phenomenal job, but we man pressed a lot. We just man pressed, and we just didn't watch the ball too well. And this year we've worked on a lot of drill work and a lot of head to heads. Last year only having 9 kids for about the first 4 or 5 weeks, it was hard to do a lot of, you know, game time, game day things,
Yeah.
head to heads and stuff. And so this year, again, we got some guys that were able to go head to head a lot, and we're scrimmaging a little bit more and getting with each other and getting used to just a whole different style of defense. And I think we've got guys that have learned to read the ball a lot better now because they just didn't have that opportunity except for games last year.
Sure.
And really looking forward to it.
Good deal. We're visiting with Zach House, the head coach of the Corn Bible Academy Crusaders football team, and they are looking to get into the playoffs this season after a couple of close calls in the last 2 seasons. And like I said, Coach, your district, you mentioned it, and then also, returning 2-time state champion Tipton Tigers in your district. Mountain View Goatee Bows also got some players this season and have been competitive as of late. Talk about what you go into the season and the message you give your kids about competing in really one of the tougher probably one of the tougher 8-man districts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, again, it's going to be tough, and we've got some very talented kids, but it's about the right perspective. Like I said, the Taking Down the Giants tour will be a lot of fun, and the kids are excited about it. And one thing I've talked to the kids about a lot is, hey, if we take down one of these giants, one of these top 4 guys, and win out the games we're supposed to win, we won't have them first round, and that'd be a great thing. Since we're in the same district, that'll give us somebody outside of these top 4 teams that'll be, we might see them second or third round, but we won't see them first round. And, by beating a couple of these guys, it'll really show that, we can compete against other people in the state. So, and they see that too. And they firmly believe that we have the capability of, X's and O's, Jimmy's and Joe's. We can go up against about anybody now. And they believe that, these boys believe that. And, it's going to be, again, I think we're going to surprise a lot of people.
Yeah. Tipton's had amazing success, and you faced them last season. What is it about is it the Jimmys and Joes? Is it their system, or what is it that's brought them that kind? I haven't had a chance to catch them or follow them, but I was just curious as to in a town like Tipton and in 8-man football, is it just a run of players, or what is it?
Oh, it's both. I mean, it's definitely, they are very disciplined, very, very well coached. I mean, they definitely have one of the best coaches in the nation on their side, but they have a steady flow of kids always coming in. They have a boys' home there that they co-op with their school or work with them. So there's always, more boys coming in. We'll hit a streak. So we'll hit a streak here in a couple of years where our numbers drop tremendously. I mean, we have entire grades of 7, 8 kids in that whole grade, half are boys.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a big group coming through after that. But no, they're athletic, they're fast, they're just very, very talented and very, very smart. They out athlete a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing Ryan did very well against them last year. In the regular season game, I think Ryan lost by 8, and it was on a last minute drive, somewhere around there, last couple minute drive. And but Ryan, athlete for athlete, kind of ran with them.
Yeah.
And, like I said earlier, we were tied with him 12-12 at halftime last year. So, and we had very athletic kids too, but I think they had a little better coaching, veteran coach who's in a state tournament compared to a rookie coach who's never done it before. They ran away with that one. It wasn't kids. It wasn't, we were tired. They did a very good job of that.
Yeah.
So,
it's very
talented.
And you were already into teaching and coaching, and I apologize for interrupting you there. The connection is a little bit tricky here.
You're fine.
But so you do step into your first season last year. Where is it you feel like you're at in your coaching, prowess now that you've got a season under your belt?
And I'm still learning. I tell these kids all the time, I said, do it, and I'd say this in all sports, basketball, football, and in life, do what successful people do. And I tell them that all the time. We have a drill that we do in practice. It's called the Tipton drill. Went to coach's
Huh.
clinic 2 summers ago. Tipton's showing off some of the things they do, and I tell the kids, "Hey, if it's good enough for Tipton, it's good enough for us."
Yeah.
And some of these kids will look at me and be like, "Well, we've never done that before." And I say, "Well, that's fine. We do what successful people do." Hey, last summer Ryan ran. They did a. He was at coach's clinic. Coach Timberland did a phenomenal job at clinic, and he showed off a few drills they do in practice. I took the UNLV stuff, took some stuff from Mississippi State. We're changing the way we do our warm ups every day. And again, you got some of those kids that are like, "Well, that's not the way we've done it." I'm like, that's okay. That's what this successful team did.
Yeah.
And we talk about that a lot. And in 20 years, 20 years of coaching boys and girls basketball and track and all that stuff, I tell the kids, I didn't reinvent the wheel. I stole this from this guy and that
Yeah.
team and this one. And, you know, the kid will look at me sometime and be like, "I don't understand. This isn't, or this is not a good drill or something." And I'll tell them, "Well, if it's good enough for,
Yeah.
this group, it's good enough for us." So, and,
Yeah, the Oklahoma drill's been floating around for a lot of years, and I know there's a lot of schools around the country that probably don't like calling it the Oklahoma drill. But well, that's awesome, and I tell you, we're excited to follow you guys this season in Class C. 8-man football in Oklahoma is just kind of it really was. We visited with Coach Manuel up at Sealing yesterday, and
right.
he goes 15-0, wins a state title in Class B. Then they split Class B in two sections, and he goes to the bottom one. And I'm like, I bet there's some people at O'Keene and stuff thinking, why did they have to put Sealing in here? So,
Right,
but
right.
Class C is interesting, and I did not know that about the boys' home down there by Tipton.
Mhm.
But it's great that those kids get a chance to go play football, and it makes us all better, I'm sure. But lastly,
100%.
Coach, talk about kind of your background, your situation, and what where you've come to this point. You probably got a family and a lot of people that support you around there at Corn Bible.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been married. My wife and I have been married 15 years and have 4 kids. And, I'll tell you what, I actually took a break from coaching for about 3 years. When my youngest daughter was born, I said, I went 11 days straight without seeing them. I was like, I'm done. I'm just going to
Yeah.
teach for a while, be home, be around family. And just like right now, whenever they were old enough to be involved with me is when I got back into it. Went to state a couple of times coaching girls basketball, and I was offered a really, really good job at a good 4A school. And I was like, "Guys, I'm done. I'm going to go see my family for a little while."
Yeah.
And and then again, once they got to that age, they could be a part of it. My son was my water boy last year, and he's playing junior high this year, and he's going to be a film guy for me for the high school. And like I said, my daughter, she came to all my camps, and she's always got a clipboard and watching kids, and she's chasing me around, and it's pretty cute. But and now talking about I never coached football before until last year. My wife's now the cheer coach here with us, so she'll be on
Yeah.
the bus with us taking team. But she never cheered a day in her life. She didn't know what stunts were, and now she's the head cheer coach.
Nice.
So it's a family. It's becoming a family tradition for
Yeah.
sure.
That, that's outstanding. And so where did you coach before Corn Bible?
Well, actually, I was a principal at Elk City for a
Okay.
few years, but before that, I coached at Hinton, doing everything across the board, whatever is needed of me. Went to state coaching Pittsburgh girls back about 14 years ago now, and went to state with them, and then went to Bethel Lakers, coached at
Okay.
Bethel Lakers girls for quite a while. Yeah,
All
and
right.
and then I'm doing well with those girls, and then like I said, baby number 4 came along, and I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a break for a while and see my family after this year,
That is a
and one
lot.
of the best choices ever made.
That's
So
right. So you said you're from Lukiba. Is it Lukiba or Lokiba?
low Kiba, low
Lokiba.
Kiba looks.
Wow.
It
There's
looks like so many things, but it's low
all
Kiba.
those years I was doing the years I was doing sports for Right Media. I think I said Lukiba Sickles. So there's probably a lot of people down there hate me. So
Well, don't call it look-a-ball.
no,
I've
no,
seen
no. I
weathermen just say look-a-ball over the
yeah.
years. It's not look-a-ball or Lukiba.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's funny because when we covered Lukiba in the playoffs last year, they came
Mhm.
pretty close to winning state in girls basketball.
Yeah,
But
very talented.
I actually drove down there and then I looked at it on a map. I thought, you could combine about 4 schools down here.
Yeah.
You make one big Bingeroni Lokiba Sickles school, but the Caddo County's definitely got a lot of great tradition and stuff like that. But anyway, well, listen, Coach, so you guys start your season on. Tell me again, because the schedule in Vipe is wrong.
Yeah, on the 6th against
Okay.
Kremlin Hillsdale. On the 6th is
Hillsdale.
Kremlin Hillsdale.
And is that at home or away?
Yeah, that one will be at home.
Okay.
That one will be at home. We've actually got 4 home games to start off the year. So give us a little bit of, hopefully give us a little momentum starting out and
sure.
And getting that home field advantage a little bit.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, good luck this season and best of luck. And we hope that the Crusaders can make a run towards a playoff appearance. The Giant Killer Tour is going to be underway before we know it, and we'll have to use that as a hashtag on our social media for this interview, the Giant Killer Tour. So anyway, best of luck this season, Coach, and thanks for stopping by here on Western Oklahoma Sports Night.
Hey, appreciate you. Thank you for your time.
Okay, he's head coach Zach House of the Corn Bible Academy Crusaders in Class C 8-man football, and they are about to get underway and looking for a big season and a playoff run. This is Chuck Ramsey, the Lawdog. This has been Western Oklahoma Sports Night. Be sure and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, and TikTok at Lawdog Sports. Visit the website, lawdogsports.com, and that will give you links to all of our podcast pages on SoundCloud, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, and Apple. Also subscribe to our YouTube page. Be safe out there. Don't text and drive, and sure don't drink and drive, and we'll talk to you real soon.